Sabak with the Misfits, episode 6, breaking down episode 7 of the Book of Boba Fett. Get everybody in here, we'll start breaking it down. Got Golden.
Commando who reads.
Oh, loaded
I
in
beat
right
everybody.
away.
Yes. I was waiting. I had the trigger finger.
Where you at, Dark Star? There you are. All right. Oh.
Look at that.
Hey!
Wow, not bad.
Wow, whoa.
We got it on time this time.
Wow, we're off to a solid start.
Hell.
Instagram must be getting used to us.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Got a few people joining us in here. All right. What an episode. Yeah. Before we get into it, how's everybody doing? What's everybody been up to?
So good.
Living the dream.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Somebody got something special in the mail before any of us did.
Yeah? Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
man. So they do exist.
They do.
Yeah,
It's big, but like, good God.
like a mythological creature, right?
How much does that
Like
thing
a
weigh?
store.
I know, right? No Rancor yet.
Chris, you want a giveaway? What
I
you got
did win a
there?
giveaway. Shout out to Kyber Light Sabers. You guys are amazing. So I got this fucking bad boy. It's their V5. Fucking, dude, this thing's badass. Just like, listen. It's fickle. I haven't read the instructions yet. I literally had this working
It
like
works.
2 seconds ago.
It's the silent killer.
There you
There
go.
it is. Get it closer to
Nice.
the mic.
But yeah, it's got that immersive smooth swing, all that cool shit to it. The flash on clash is a lot better. You can see my review video upcoming. I'm not going to go on board. Over.
Everybody wants to see the tour of your place, Mike. They
Really?
want you to.
Look at all this crazy stuff.
All right. Anybody got anything before we start?
Oh,
We gotta.
wait. No, there was no news this week, dude. I'm sorry, man. There was no.
Yeah,
news.
no news at all.
No news.
Nothing. I mean,
Well, other than that, the Kenobi,
Now what? Who?
yeah, who's that?
Wait. Cassian?
yeah.
Never.
Release date for Cassian?
May 20.
No, nothing about Cassian.
What is it?
No, they didn't say anything about Cassian.
So,
It's
Kenobi-
just the Kenobi release.
Yes.
Boom, May 25th.
The same day as A
Right.
New Hope.
Yes, the same day New Hope came out, and like a couple days before fucking Star Wars Celebration.
Right.
So that is bringing up questions for me. I don't know if you want to make this a topic or not. Talk
Do
about
it.
now, but like what's that mean? That's dropping? Because my little concern is I will probably be traveling at that time, to California when that drops, or I'll be there. I don't get their thing what they're doing, dropping it like right before Celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does
Yeah.
give, I mean, with everybody traveling internationally and stuff too, I mean, I guess I'll give you something to watch on the drive or the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there was a kind of a strange drive. I mean, I see what they were doing with like A New Hope and all that and keeping the same date, but yeah, it's being so close to Celebration, I feel like it's kind of
So
tough
what?
for everybody to watch it.
And my question is, if they're dropping it then, what's going on with Celebration? Because there's no news about that still.
Yeah, right.
True. I mean, you got a lot of other series to drop. I mean, they got a lot of release dates and stuff that they can be throwing out there, but
They could throw out a Cassian thing because that shit's been done.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen anything yet on that.
Yeah.
So someone was saying that when is the first trailer going to be dropping for Kenobi. Has that been announced yet, or has they?
I have been hearing rumors of the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Ooh, that would be good.
like
Makes sense.
halftime.
If they just announced it today, that would make sense. My other thing would be like when I said I was saying last week, like we got 3 dates that things could happen: May the 4th, May 25th, or like the weekend after Celebration. So May 4th would be a good drop point for a trailer, or just drop the fucking thing. Better for a trailer. The 25th, a trailer. Don't drop it then, but yeah, like show us like the first like whatever at Celebration, and then drop the thing afterwards, like they did with Mando.
Yeah,
Right,
I
yeah.
can see that.
What's up, Tron?
Nice. Represent, gentlemen of the Force. All right. Well, I know Mike is going to be popping in and out. He's got some business going on, but I think we'll go ahead and start getting it rolling, and then
Hey, there is some more news though.
Oh, you do have more? All right, keep
Yeah.
going.
You see, we did have news.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of news.
There's Rupert Friend has apparently been cast as the Grand Inquisitor.
I did see that.
Yes.
Live action Inquisitor.
Yeah, so that,
I actually saw like a mock-up of him in as he may appear, and man, he's spot on.
It's gonna be good. I'm so pumped
you're
for
about
Kenobi.
things fall off the shelf.
It's gonna take down his whole display.
So my question on that is he gonna be the Grand Inquisitor, the one from Rebels?
I would think so, right?
Yeah.
It would have to be.
I'm pick out the Jedi.
Well, I mean, he would still be alive because, spoiler warning if nobody's seen Rebels, but he doesn't quite make it through Rebels.
Yeah.
Rebels takes place, 6 years before A New Hope, and the Kenobi series is taking place, I know, 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so it puts it before the events of Rebels. So he should be the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, and from the what they were saying about it is it's gonna be like it's gonna start on Tatooine, but it's gonna be like a nice little adventure, like around the galaxy.
Right,
I'm just excited to see the battles and the duels between Vader and Kenobi, and Vader and oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
hell yeah. I got one last thing. Holy shit! All the fucking birthdays this week. We got John Williams.
Yeah, what is he? 90?
90.
The
90,
god,
right?
90, I believe.
the music god himself turned 90 this week. We have Seth Green. He plays the Cad Bane's little robot guy. I forgot what his name is.
Right.
And the body double for Mando, for Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Birthday was also this week, and I think there was one.
Brendan Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne.
John Wayne's son.
Yeah.
I think there was one more other person, but I forgot about that. So sorry, but happy birthday.
Yeah. If you're listening, feel free to scream at Chris in the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
roast him.
Scrolling down the thing, I'm just like, oh my god, it's his birthday. It's his birthday. His birthday, like Lucasfilm. But yet, a couple of years ago, they forgot James Earl Jones.
Ooh, yeah. Yikes.
Right.
They like to forget about that. So, episode 7, the final episode.
Yes.
Without going into details and breaking down the scenes, and hopefully Tron stays on track with us and not jumps to the end.
Comments right now. That's probably good.
What is your overall take? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Did you think it could be better? Without going into detail, like a scale.
Right. Without going into detail, hey, I loved it. It was great. Seeing the the story meet its climax, and it was action packed. It was good. It was some things that I expected happened, some things that I didn't expect happen, and that's always a joy to be surprised. So I think it was good. It was a satisfying end to the series for me, at least. I know a lot of fans are triggered on various
It's
things,
always gonna
but
happen. You're never gonna please
it's
everybody.
always gonna happen. And hey, it's Star Wars, man. I enjoy the shit out of it. So,
Exactly.
Hey.
Yep. Chris, what do you think?
From the options you gave me, I'm just going to say right now, it could have been better.
Okay.
We'll
All
put
right.
it like that to start with.
All right, and we'll retouch that at the end, and you can go into further detail on that. So, Mike, we're going through what we thought of the series, or what the episode of not going into details on certain things, but just an overall.
Overall, I absolutely loved it just because I'm a Star Wars addict. However, I do feel, just thinking about it, that it kind of, in my opinion, fell flat at the end. Not that it wasn't good, because I absolutely thought, I enjoyed it 100%. But I feel like the ending was just kind of there, with no real fish hook or lead on. There was things, but I didn't feel like there was a distinct path forward. Whereas most of the other Star Wars shows we've gotten, the distinct path is very clear. Like, hey, here's upcoming such and such. This one very much just kind of laid there. And I wanted more. Just, I don't know, me being an addict was like, hey, give me something to sweeten the spot so I can.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I love the Western vibe. I love the quirky little jokes and everything Star Wars. I just love it. I've got zero complaints other than I just felt like it could have ended differently.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold that
He's back. Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it. If it's anything Star Wars, I'm going to eat it up. But there were definitely some things that I was kind of like, that could have been different, or that was a little too corny, or why did you do that? But it is what it is. Unless I'm going to be directing it, I'm not going to break it apart and say what would I do?
Considering Robert Rodriguez directed it, could have been worse.
Yes,
Yeah,
right?
Could have been.
Definitely.
Jeez.
So, but I overall enjoyed it. And yeah, it didn't really leave anything like you said, a hook to where you're going to be like, okay, this is what's going to possibly happen next season or wherever this goes. But overall, I enjoyed it. And I think my rating to it, I was at a scale of 10. I did 8.5 just for the little things. But overall, it was good. Nothing to complain about. But yeah,
I agree. 8.5 is decent.
Yeah.
I see Carlitos also said 8.5.
Yeah.
Oh, Hanky Spencer 9.8. Wow.
9.8.
Yeah, no, I saw a high one up there.
Oh, hold on. We got to tell Jenny happy birthday. That's another Star Wars birthday we got.
Hey!
She is currently hanging out at Galaxy's Edge, or she was anyways. So happy birthday. It's one hell of a birthday.
Right.
So yeah, let's start diving into it and picking it apart.
Like I said, I was gonna smoke a cigar because I thought it was gonna fucking land. I'm still gonna smoke a cigar just because we finished another Star Wars thing, and I'm just happy to have another Star Wars. So
yep, exactly.
I will smoke a cigar for that, and to John and Dave.
Is there a second season of Book of Boba? I don't think they've confirmed anything on it. I'm still wondering if they're just going to tie this into Mando and just keep the two in there. I don't know.
Right.
I think
the cast swag that they got for filming it had season 1 on all of it. But I don't know. To me, you could just say it's season 1, but yeah, I would love a season 2. Like I said, I'd love more, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
It happening. Like, I mean, like the way I've been talking about things is just like this is the Book of Boba Fett, and the way they break down episodes into chapters. Thing. Um, this is his book, so he's gonna have like maybe another chapter, and like it's just like the Filoni verse thing. They're all gonna intertwine at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. All right. So let's dive into it. We got episode 7. It goes to the opening scene, looking over Mos Espa, and it goes to the scene of the sanctuary in ruins. Boba Fett and Finnick are looking over the destruction, and Boba says, "We're at war." Finnick responds with, "It's inevitable. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. I mean, it's only a matter of time." So Boba responds, "Even if we win, there might not be anything left of the city." Then Mando walks in, and Finnick says that was fast because she just recently talked to him. She asked if he was able to hire any foot soldiers, and he responds that Cobb Vanth is raising a garrison for them. He states that the price is free, that it's pretty much just on the house. So he's been dealing with this single-handedly by himself, so he's in. Mando told him
I was a little surprised. Just before part of that conversation, the only caveat was that they didn't want spice running through the planet.
Exactly.
And it kind of seemed to me like Fennec didn't mind the spice running through the planet. She just didn't want the pikes.
Yeah, she didn't want the pikes there. Yeah.
Right. So that was a little...
Right. She's got that business mindset where she's like, it's literally, and that's, I was thinking about what you're talking. I mean, because he's the daimyo, the crime lord, the crime boss, he keeps calling himself. They've eliminated crime. Like, what is there?
Right.
Yeah. What do you...
Like, there's nothing other than them being them. Like, there's no crime to manage. So, yeah.
It's like
oh, God.
It's like a vegan butcher. You know, come on, you gotta... you're a crime boss, right? You're trying to clean up the place.
A vegan butcher. I like that. Butcher. But
I had written down like before on my side too. I had like credit spice. I forgot what they were saying about like the credits with the spice. It was like she brought up like she was just like like that fucking like the Hutt's like Jabba the Hutt's empire. Like, and he's just like, all right. Like, I forgot where I was going with the credits thing though.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's just biggest revenue. I mean, that was Jabba's revenue was spice and you know, essentially. So like, eliminate spice. I mean, he's looking out for Tatooine, the Sand People, the people there, all that. But like, I mean, that was like money, income.
Yeah.
He's worried about credits, like, because he's just, I don't give a fuck about credits. Just fucking go get people, like.
Yeah. He goes on saying that they can become a prosperous town under their protection. That spice is killing their people. Boba says to Mando, "Let Marshal Vanth and the Mos Pel go," and then he interrupts him and says, "It's Freetown now." They really got to make sure that everybody knows about that.
That sticks, right? It's got to stick.
Yeah, it's got to stick.
Like I said, I'm laughing because we talked about last week with the book that they have where they call it Freetown and then it was Mos Pelgo in the season. I feel like it's just a jab at everyone who called it, you know, Mos Pelgo.
Yeah.
You know?
No, get it right. Freetown, yeah.
So then he goes and says, "Tell the people of Freetown that they have my word." And Mando goes, "Well, you could tell him yourself when he comes." And I mean, no, that's not going to happen.
Spoilers?
What do you got?
What?
Spoilers.
Oh. So then Boba questioned him, like, "Are you sure they're actually going to come? Like, they're doomed if they're not."
Yeah, he was really confident, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Boba says that their skill is no match for the Syndicate's numbers, and they must buy time until they arrive. Boba wants to go back to the palace. That's when you see the Vespa game there, and they're like, "That's a terrible move. Like, are you going to leave your town and when they need you?" So they decide to stay, and they're going to hold it down.
Which that's brought up by the fucking goddamn moped people.
The Vespa gang. That's right.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you know what? It did, like, by the end of the episode, it did make sense. Even though I would want a fucking big battle at the fucking palace, like,
Yeah.
like
I was expecting. Yeah.
that would have been fucking badass. Like, but it's just like, oh, I know this area and shit. But like the way that, like, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but like the way the rest of the episode fucking played out, it's just like, oh, I know this place. Like, we can figure this out. Like, it's like, no, you're kind of fucked. This whole, like, you're getting stumped.
Yeah.
You're getting stomped. Like,
Yeah, and you're bringing the fight to the same people that you're trying to protect. You know?
Exactly.
You know, don't forget the first rule of being a superhero, right? Take the villain out of the city.
Yep.
Exactly. Like, we see Jabba's palace and like all these pictures and everything, and it's out there. It's nowhere near anything. Like, that was perfect place that hold up and fucking, like, even if they were to go like warfare status, if they were to go and fucking hold a siege on Jabba's palace, they could fucking stay in there for as long as they fucking wanted, wait for reinforcements. Oh god. All right, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm talking war.
But why go there when you can stay in a busted up sanctuary?
Right.
Yeah. That's already been blown up.
I will talk about this later. I have a whole fucking war plan this could have played out. Fucking easy.
What do you got, Mike?
There was some value to staying there, though, because it did force this. I mean, the people of Freetown forced, but I mean, ideally, hopefully, it would have forced the town to help. I mean, shit, you're getting your town, tore the hell up. Might as well step in and help. And I mean, getting ahead, but in the end, you start to see people, respect them for it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the the message was that we're here for you, because the first attack wasn't against the palace, it was against the town itself. So, so I guess that message was to let the town people know that no, we're here. We're gonna stand with you. We're not gonna go hide in the mountains. We'll stand with you.
Yeah. So we're gonna get shirts made that says, like Tron said, "I survived Freetown." I like that. You should definitely get those made somehow. I heard there's Membian Market that would possibly be running.
Hey.
Membian Market. All right. So after that, after he says they're going to stay, it cuts to a scene of Jawas playing with some parts next to a speeder. And then Cad Bane walks up. And they're kind of talking, and he looks over and they duck behind the speeder because, I mean, he's pretty damn scary looking, even if you don't know his history.
And so Boba knows all too well.
Yes. So he goes in with the Pike leader, and Mach Shays is in there saying that he has to respond. I have to respond in some way. At the very least, I should. And the Pike cuts him off as soon as Cad Bane walks in. And says to Cad, "You returned so quickly." And Pike asks if his venture was successful, and Cad states, "You won't have to worry about Freetown." Mock asks if he convinced the marshal to stay neutral, and Cad gives him kind of like a side, yes, I did. So then he goes, and Mock says, "Good, I want this to be over as quick as possible," because, I mean, he really doesn't want an all-out war or anything in his town. I mean, he still loves his town. I mean, he doesn't want any part of this.
And you know what's funny about all of that? The whole battle would have played very differently had Cad Bane not went to Freetown.
Yeah.
It was his intervention that that turned the tide before we get there.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
right, because they had decided to stay neutral, at least the town people.
Yeah, they
It
didn't
was
want
up
to
to
go.
Cobb. Yeah, they didn't want to go. So
But once
yes.
once Cobb got shot, they're like, okay, we need to do something. So then Mock then asks if Fett has any other sources to call upon, and he mentions the Tuscans. The Pike says they no longer exist, and Mock says, "Are you sure?" And the Pike goes on and how they destroyed them themselves. He goes on explaining he thinks that it's that Boba thinks it's the Nikto speeders, and that they left evidence behind to encourage such a conclusion. He says in Fett's mind, I mean, he got pretty much his revenge on the speeders. So Cad goes, I didn't realize the Pike Syndicate was so ruthless. And the the Pike goes, pragmatic. And he goes on, yeah. He goes on that they were charging them protection, and it says that they have to protect their margins. And Cad says, indeed you do. Mock asks again, how long until it's over? Cad says it all depends on how much your two stomachs can bear, which I thought was pretty funny. Mock says no more explosives. He didn't agree to surgical strikes, not open warfare. Or he agreed to surgical strikes, not open warfare. The Pikes go on and say, with apologies, it seems that line has been crossed. Mock goes on and says, well, I'm still the mayor of Mos Espa, and I will not see it get destroyed, because he still loves his town.
Well, if that's the case, you better close your eyes.
Yeah, exactly, right?
He's like, dude,
a whole lot of crap.
Like, took over fucking industry on Tatooine. Like, fucking, like, we're just here to fucking make money. I don't care about your fucking town. Like,
yeah.
Then the Pike leader tells Cad Fett is taking refuge in the ruins of the sanctuary, so they know right where he's at. Says it will take extreme measures to remove them. And then Cad says, I think I have a way to draw him out. So then that goes to the opening title, In the Name of Honor. So, yeah, I mean, it was...
Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, I felt like the mayor scene was kind of, I mean, I think it was head on in terms of, like, politicians. Like, I just laughed when he was like, well, I'm still mayor. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
he was on vacation, right? Last episode, he was on vacation. He wasn't even there.
It was a
planned vacation.
Like, his whole demeanor was like, just like, I mean, I thought they nailed it, but it was just so funny to watch him like, oh, I thought we were only going to do surgical strikes. I'm like, yeah, like, blowing shit up. Like, that's what we're doing.
Right, exactly. What do you think a surgical strike is?
Yeah.
Come on.
They just went through bombing the whole town. They just, they're picking out certain spots.
You made a deal? Well, we're altering the deal.
Exactly.
Yep. Heard that line before, right?
Yeah. So then we get to the next scene. You get an X-Wing flying in, and the pit droids come up, and their alarms are going off. The other one gets up and kicks the other one to get going, and it shows Pele Moto and a BD unit, and she's confused why an X-Wing is there. She thinks it's the cops. She thinks she's in trouble, so she's telling all the droids and everything to hide this and hide that, kick that, move that. So that was pretty.
She's
in this, and like whenever she showed up, nothing about Amy Sedaris. I just don't like that fucking character at all.
I love her. I think she's the greatest thing.
I like her. I like her. Yeah.
Like this was
so too, like
gave her anything
for me. Like made her like one of my favorite like non 100% critical.
So
great.
Even when like the X-Wing lands, she goes, "Hello, officer," real loud, as she's like trying to like cover up while they're running around in the back.
Bro,
And,
Archie's probably sitting there like, fucking
Look at these idiots.
like,
Yeah.
he's seeing all this shit play out. And he's just like, why the fuck are we landing here of all this? Like, what the fuck? Like,
So she, after she says hello, officer, she just starts rambling on about random stuff to try to hide everything. She's, I love her. I don't care what people say. I think she's great. She's, and throughout this whole episode, I mean, just some of the things she says is just perfect. She says, I filed for my new Republic certification seal just as you were landing. What a coincidence. So she gets up there and Grogu pops out, and of course she's excited to see him again, and finds out his name, and of course she hates that, so she says, I'm not gonna call you that. And then also she's like, oh, they taught you how to fly an X-Wing. And then you hear one of the pit droids say something in the background. She's like, I know it was the astromech that flew the ship. Like, you can tell he's like, no, it was the robot, idiot. But that was
How gangster is Luke? It's like, all right, you didn't choose my lightsaber? Get the hell out of
yeah,
here.
take my ship. Well, I guess R2 just was like a
I'm not
taxi
even
for
dropping
him.
you off.
R2
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
R2,
I watched
like,
watching it. Like, it's kind of shitty that Luke didn't even drop him off. Like he just like dispatched her to drop him off.
here's
Yeah.
But you know what? I kind of I know I had my own prediction for the episode. I'm actually happy that didn't play out
Yes.
because one of the things that I was concerned about was that these series would rely too heavily on Luke's presence.
Mhm.
And I think he came in, he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He's got his mission. Go do that. I don't want this. I don't want any of these series to start relying too much on Luke. And I know, not that I don't like when he pops out, because those scenes are fantastic. But I think what made The Mandalorian so endearing in the beginning was the fact that it didn't feel like part of the Skywalker saga. And, slowly he got drawn into that. But they just kind of crossed paths, and now it looks like they're going on their own again. Let Luke do his own thing. Let's not keep relying on him to save the day, and move on.
Yeah, they need to.
yeah, I like the way I was kind of seeing it. Now that like the X-wing has landed and everything, we saw who comes out of it. As soon as I saw that, I was just like I was always thinking, I was just like, I had this little thing in my mind. I was just like, what if Luke does do something and it's like it's gonna be a big thing for this fucking finale? Like, I don't know what it would be. Like, I didn't have any ideas what it would be, but like, let's surprise us with this. And that's maybe why I don't maybe like the finale so much. But like I was just like, all right, here's the X-wing. Shit lands. It's only Grogu. All right. So he flew in, dropped him off like somewhere fucking a couple miles away or whatever, and he's just chilling for a minute, just scoping out what the hell is going on and everything. And drop Grogu off, go back to the X-wing, and just see what happens. X-wing out of that, R2 out of that, and we'll get to my thing later in that.
So
does that make any sense? Does that make?
It's gonna make sense later.
It'll make sense. Eventually.
It will. Once you add more onto it, it will. Stay
Right.
tuned. Part 2 coming.
Basically, Grogu, taxi, Tatooine, Luke gets dropped off. Fucking, there we go.
So you thought Luke was gonna be in this episode?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy he didn't, because it would have been too much like the Mando season 2 finale. It's like for the finale, every time to save the day, Luke's got to pop out. No, let them fight their own battles.
Exactly.
Right.
So Vader Plumber says, "Do you think Grogu is going to teach Mando how to use the Darksaber?" I wonder if that. I mean,
Well,
Time will tell.
maybe Luke helped him to unlock some of those memories,
Yeah.
and his teachings will come back to him.
Yeah.
That was a little issue I had with this episode too. Is just like between we see him with the armor and everything, and this episode, he's wielding that thing pretty goddamn well against them.
Which
He gets better. He gets
Yeah,
better.
it gets better.
He gets that. I'm not new.
How does Grogu know? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe Barris wiped his mind. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's a good storyline to explore in the next season.
definitely.
I'm sure we'll see more of that.
So you get R2 obviously is looking for Mando because that's who he's supposed to be dropping Grogu off to. She says that he's out doing a job. Again, she finds out what his name is, hates his name, never going to call his name or call him by that ever again. Oh, what do we got?
Yeah. All right. Missed opportunity, 100%. R5 and R2 reuniting.
Yeah?
I didn't even think about that. That's a good one because in that
In the Sandcrawler, right?
the
Yeah.
tales from a certain point of view, because
Yeah.
they that in a certain point of view about how they had that whole conversation and R5 essentially sacrificed himself. I mean, all that stuff. I mean, I think that would be an opportunity. That's true. I didn't think about
like that. Like we don't even see R5 in that whole fucking sequence. Like,
Yeah.
she just tells him,
I think
away.
I think we're spoiled as Star Wars fans in terms of like these epic returns, like Luke in the Mando and all of that, where Ahsoka and Thrawn dropping, and I feel like we've been so spoiled with it that we expect like these epic reunions that like, hey, like this could. And it would be awesome. Like it would be a cool thing to have happen. But at the same time, like it is its own show. I mean, if you start, like I said, if you have Luke be the finale saver every time you have a show, or you have the two droids that we're not going to understand what the hell they're saying, jibber jabber at each other for a moment. As cool as that would be, I don't think it adds a lot to the show. It just tickles our balls, going.
If you want to put that stupid like little like joke thing in, like just like a second scene of fucking like R2 to R5 just doing like a nod, like
a head nod,
something. What's up? A little.
You know what would have been hilarious if R2 looks at him and then R5's motivator pops out again.
My job is done.
Give me a Vader Force Ghost.
I watched it ended.
So, it goes back to the scene where they're all in the sanctuary, and Finnick states that while they're waiting, the others are out patrolling the city, and saying that the Pikes haven't showed up in numbers yet, and says that the families have remained neutral. So it cuts out to her talking about who's patrolling where, and it shows the Gamorrean guards are watching the Klatooinians. You got Chrysanthemum. He's watching the Trandoshans for some dumb reason.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that was.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
his poor management right there. That's the
first.
Like,
or
I'm sitting there just picturing him ripping arms off while he's standing.
Yeah.
Or
it could have been a smart choice.
Yeah, he was over there. I'm like, why?
like who else is gonna keep a better eye on the Trandoshan than Phantom?
True. Very true. So you had Chrysanthemum looking over the Trandoshans, and then you had the mods watching the Aqualish. She's saying that all areas are covered and nobody will sneak up on them. And then 88 comes in and says, Lord Fett, someone's here to see you. And he goes, I thought nobody was going to be sneaking up on us.
Right.
And,
perfect time.
So he goes outside, and of course Finnick's behind him, but in the shadows. And you see Cad Bane stand out there, and you got Boba and him in the same street. I mean, that was awesome.
Well, and another reason that the town turned out to be a good setting, because it accentuated that Western vibe. I mean, here it is. They're coming out onto the street, and they're kind of, it's like a standoff there, and you have the residents looking on. It's like an old Western, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was a gunslinger standoff, which I love the vibe. I mean, especially we're gonna get into it, but the whole stare down moment with Cad and Bubba, like that was such an amazing like stare down. I don't know.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting him to start blasting right then and there, like just
Right.
Yeah.
But never happened yet. So
Yeah.
he walks out there and he goes, Fett says, I thought I smelled something funny or whatever when he walks out there. And he says, if you're looking for a job, you're too late. And Cad says he already has one and he's there to negotiate for the Pikes. Boba says he doesn't negotiate with gutless murders. And then we get another little quirky thing that Bane says, if that's not the Quacta calling the Stifling slimy, which I thought was pretty damn funny.
Awesome because you get a little hint in the covers that Bubba and Cad work together, because later on in the Mando season 2, when him and Cosco Reeves are going toe to toe in that bar, he says the same thing to her, which is kind of cool to see that little parallel. Like it almost seemed like that's something he'd been around for, Cad Bane for a while, and had heard it and it stuck with him, and he said it to her, and then you hear him say it to him, which is kind of cool.
That's a good touch.
Yeah.
I mean, motherfucker's like 70 years old and shit. He's been around the galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you've been around.
Probably out in the outer rim.
Mm-hmm.
Further.
So Boba says to tell them that they are outnumbered, and then Cad says, "I wouldn't count on the people of Freetown." He says he paid a visit to the marshal, and then you kind of see Finnick step out from behind, and Cad goes, I wouldn't do that. I got backup too, and they're all lined up along the edges and looking down on him.
And that was typical Cad Bane, man.
Yep.
Getting inside his head.
Yep, got to
Play the mind games before he ever engages with anybody.
exactly. He says, "Let this vice move through, and this can all be avoided." Boba says he will only talk to the head of the Pike Syndicate, and Cad says, "You mean the one that killed the Tuskens and blamed it on the speeder bike gang?"
The guy keeps no secrets, right?
Yeah, he's just stirring that pot big time.
Yeah.
Then it flashes back to Boba walking through the Tusken village, all burned down. Then it flashes back and you see Cad say, "You know it's true." And you can kind of see Boba getting pissed, so he grabs onto the blaster a little bit more, and Cad says, "Let's do this right here, right now." I was like, "All right, here we go."
Let's go.
Yeah, I was ready for that.
Fucking go right now. Like,
Then
let's see how this fucking goes off. Like, they would have their duel. Everyone else would fucking come in, and like just fucking that shit would all fucking happen. Like, cause I don't know, it's fucking outlaw space, dude. There's no rules here. Like, there is a respect, but maybe people don't know Cad Bane or Boba Fett. Like a lot of the fandom does. But yo, let them fucking fight it out right here, right now. Like, no jetpacks, no jet boots. Like, are we there yet?
not there yet.
Not yet.
We're getting there.
Hold that.
But
But
I
they
kinda
could have
like
definitely had like a little bit of like a battle there, and then kind of like rolled over to another one. But I'm fine with it. Let it play out another time.
I think it was good because what they were doing was amping up the psychological stakes. They Cad Bane did what he intended to do, and he got inside Boba Fett's head, and he unnerved him a little bit, and Fennec had to restrain him. You almost saw the old Boba Fett come out. Like, he had gone through this evolution, right, throughout the series, and it's like he's about to cut loose. But all right, little restraint, because this is not the time. They would have all lost if they would have engaged.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you get Peggy. Cad Bane sounds like Dark Side Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Wow. I will never unhear that.
Have you watched Clone Wars?
Yes. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's the same voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same guy. Yeah.
I'm glad that they got him too.
Yeah.
I mean, and they didn't go with somebody else or anything.
Right.
It was when I heard his voice, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, nailed it.
Oh, I had something to say. Fucking fuck. I don't know. Just go on.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it will.
So then you have Fennec. She says, "Not now. We fight on our terms." He says,
there's balls.
"What is it?"
Like in the old Western movies, like they're just showing off their balls.
Yeah.
Like, like you get like the one-on-one thing, and like shit's gonna go down, like down the path in the movie and everything. But like the antagonist and the protagonist, they're just showing their balls right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the first
flexing
meeting.
a little bit.
Yeah, and the second meeting, we'll get to it.
I was like, all right, Tron.
Almost, right? Almost.
Yeah, almost. I was waiting for the drop. I was like, all right, and we're going to that part. So, yeah, you got Fennec says, not now, we fight on our terms. He says, we could take them. She goes, you're just emotional. And, I mean, he's acting off emotions. What Cad Bane wants. I mean, that's the whole reason why he was sitting there stirring that pot, trying to get him to do something stupid. So then you see Fett take his arm off and then rest it back on top. And Cad says what everybody else has been saying this whole series. Boba, you're getting soft at your old age.
Yeah.
And Boba says, we all do. So they walk off and they go their separate ways. And
yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with that. I'm not the firebrand that I was.
Yeah, of course.
20 years ago. It shows maturity on his part, and it's not that he isn't a badass, but he knows when to be a badass.
Yeah,
and right, and Cad is only trying to goad him anyway. So
yep. So then you got, what is it, Major Domo? What is his name? The what were we calling him? The assistant or something last time? I forget what it was.
Yeah, right?
I call him the pussy ass fucking Twi'lek.
There you go. We'll have to abbreviate that a little bit.
Yeah.
Done with that fucking character, but I know he's gonna fucking show up later.
Yep, he's gonna be something. I can definitely see him being like the Bib Fortuna for Fett in the palace.
Right. Yeah.
So
this may be unpopular. I kind of liked him a little bit in this episode.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was funny. I thought he was funny.
One part that had me dying. We'll get to that later, but it was good.
Oh, dude, if it's the part that I'm thinking of that I have written down, like I am off this fucking show.
So Major Domo comes out and says that was an impressive display of restraint. And he goes on, if he could be so bold to offer additional counseling. Boba says, I wonder how much you'd pay for a Twi'lek. And then you see the Twi'lek throw his hands up and say, never mind, understood, type deal. So then you got the Vespa gang. They get a call and they say something feels a little off. And he's like, what do you mean? And it seems like it's a little uneasy now. And all of a sudden, all the locals started turning on Chrysanthemum and the gang and the Gamorrean guards. So you got the Gamorrean guards, and they're getting pushed off a cliff. They're pushing them back, and it's kind of kind of sad, honestly. I was kind of sad to see them
Yeah,
go. They
I like those.
they
Yeah.
did them dirty for sure.
Yeah.
I want to answer this question. Like, I don't know if I can answer this question right now, but Darth Nug, if you take Twi'lek tails, head tails, did they grow back?
Ooh, like a lizard.
Yeah, I like
Good question.
Like if you knock them off, do they like flip around like a
Yeah, right.
lizard?
Like on their own.
the Star Wars shit you didn't want to need to know. Brought to you by Sabak and the Misfits.
Yeah, there you go.
We need to find out from Lucasfilm, right?
Yeah, we'll write a letter. We're gonna write a letter.
Yeah. I actually will write that letter.
What happens?
And to clarify, I think Tron Trooper said Boba's protecting them, the locals, and it wasn't necessarily the locals; it was the crime families that turned on them.
Right.
So you saw the the various crime families specifically, not so much the locals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Chrysanthemum, of course, starts whooping ass, and of course they overtake him. They get him down. I'm like, oh shit, is this the end of him? Like, what's happening?
Right?
Boba says it's a coordinated attack. They have to gather their people. Fennec says there's no way to overcome their advantage. She says they need to take out the command and control. Boba asks if the Pikes still operate out of Mos Eisley. The Major Domo says, well, we're not sure, and he's kind of like beating it off, and Fennec cocks a rifle, and he's like, oh, you know what? They're down in the desert survey office. So all of a sudden it comes back to light that, oh yeah, I remember where they're at. So he's still kind of playing both sides for sure. I mean, he doesn't want to say too much. So Fennec goes off after them.
So keep her on that right now. Pause there.
Yep.
Because my clock does a thing.
Your clock does a thing.
Let's see if I... Right, okay, go.
All right, we're back on. All right.
What are we going with?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So Vespa gang, they're getting pinned down, and you hear Fennec over the. I don't know. Am I getting time for how many words per minute I'm reading, or what's going on?
Yeah.
Think up the
Don't worry
publishing.
about it.
All right.
Like the runtime going through this will be hilarious.
So Fennec tells them to stay down over the thing because they're talking about getting pinned down, and she starts sniping everybody out. So then you see an Aqualish up in the top tower, and she snipes him out. But if you look when he falls, he has human hands. I don't know if you noticed that. Like, I don't know if they forgot to put gloves on him.
Like, dude, they said that first episode, man. Like, they don't have 4 fingers, like, or 3 fingers.
I guess I just never noticed. I just saw when like he fell and his hands hit. I was like,
no,
those always look like that. But that was kind of strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Gonna do.
So then Fennec tells him after she gets him unpinned, she tells him to go to the sanctuary, and she looks at him and says, "Thank you." And Fennec says, "Manners, I like that." So they're not a bunch of punk kids after all, apparently.
Goddamn millennials.
Yeah, the millennials. So then it goes back to scene at the sanctuary, and you see all the Pikes rolling up, and they're discussing if anybody is alive from the attack. And I mean,
R.I.P. the Gamorreans. By the way.
Yeah.
I'll side with Chris on this one. If any of them should have died, it should have been the Vespa gang. I hate that they killed them.
I mean the one dude.
Yeah.
He does get shot. I'll spoil that. He gets shot. Like, who cares? Like,
yeah. Not all of them made it out. So
not all of them. You got one
as well, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like the Gamorreans, they were loyal and everything.
Chris, that tally, like, hey, 1 down, 5 to go.
5 to go.
I mean, where are those guys at the fucking top of the hill, like, fucking when everything else is going on?
Yeah.
had the whole city fucking like we couldn't do anything. Where did these guys come from?
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out if anybody was still alive after that. Then it's him and Mando inside the sanctuary, and Boba's pretty much just telling him that he should probably leave. Like, are you gonna stay or are you gonna go? And Mando says it's against his creed. And then he gave his word, and he's there until they both fall, and that was pretty badass. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Fortnite here except for Golden.
So then
you can have buddy fucking Snoogie stuff later.
So after he says it's against his creed and he had his word, and if they both fall, Boba says, "You really buy into that bantha fodder," which is pretty much bullshit. So that's another Star Wars term that we got.
Yeah.
I'm learning all these things that I can say, like say at work where I'm not allowed to curse or anything. I can dank ferric it or bantha fodder, just
right.
But
I dare HR to say I was cursed.
HR can't do anything about that.
What?
So Mando says they have two choices: wait until they get into position, then launch a siege on their terms, or we rush out and surprise them, and then escape on your ship and leave. And then, of course, I mean, they're not going to leave their town. And
we fucking go, motherfucker, dude.
So, we're not there yet. We still have Major Domo.
Oh,
right.
Major Domo's got to go out there now.
Yeah.
No. Shut up.
So
the best part of the show.
Here is where I start fucking yelling.
So he goes he wants to negotiate, and then he states that he's studied at Coruscant. Not that that makes him any better than anybody else. And goes on and how he's been in school for this or whatnot, and Beck finally goes, okay, whatever.
My camera.
What is it?
Can I burn my camera?
Yeah, you can. So Fett goes, yeah, give me your little tablet. So he starts writing down a bunch of stuff, and Major Domo goes out there, salutations. I have our a proposition or whatever for you, and he starts reading, or no, the Pike says, read it to me, tailhead. And goes on about the offer, and then he's reading through, and he gets down to the part to where he clears his throat, and he goes, you will leave this planet, and your spice trade, if you refuse, Tatooine will be flourished with flowers, fertilized by the bodies of your dead. And yeah, so
you knew it was the moment he started writing. You knew it was going to be a big fuck you. Like,
oh yeah,
so cocky. He's going to go out there and read to him. But
yeah. He really should have proofread that sucker before he went out there. Right?
And then he goes, it's his words, not mine, type deal.
Right.
And then that's when all hell breaks loose. The Mando and Fett come out.
Something to say.
Mando and Fett start coming out and kicking ass, using their jetpacks more, finally.
Finally.
So you're seeing them just blasting everybody away. They're shooting rockets, the knee rockets. We get to see more of that. But then, of course, they start getting beat down, and it was just cool. It was like kind of like a last stand type deal of we're going down together. So they go down, and all of a sudden, here comes the Freetown crew. They start lighting everybody up.
Yeah, not exactly a garrison, but
yeah. Hey, whatever. We quiz there.
Fucking far. Yeah, rewind this shit.
Okay.
Part of this fucking episode was him and was Boba and fucking Mando with that exchange of like the fucking Mando fucking code and everything. It's just like. Like, dude, you just glossed over that. How do you go over that? Like, that was
And Mando said the thing. He said the thing.
He said
right?
the thing. This is the way.
This is
This
the way.
is the way. This was the only saving grace I had for this fucking episode. Went over it.
I don't know. I have Pelemoto highlighted on mine as the saving grace of the episode.
Yeah, and the dome.
The Major Domo.
Her tooth. That's what saved it for me was her tooth.
Yeah, we're getting there. God, come on, Tron.
No, that between them two, it's just like, yo, like it's the whole title of the episode where like we're gonna go out with honor.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, you actually believe that shit? Like that line, like Boba's gonna come around to Mando, like that's gonna progress the fucking story and shit. Like,
I think that really solidified their friendship. Not so much as comrades at arms, but they're forming almost like a clan of their own, right?
Yeah.
Now that Mando is kind of clanless.
Yeah, clans.
Some may say a clan of misfits.
Oh.
No!
Whoa.
He said the thing.
He said the thing. He said the thing. Write that down.
No, that scene, like they're like that back and forth is just like, yo, maybe it's your time to go. And he's like, no, I'm fucking staying. Like that
Right.
was the best part of this fucking episode for me.
Yep.
Is like,
Yeah.
I'm staying with you.
Yep.
You are my brother. Like,
Mhm.
I'm fucking staying. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
he asked him, I think twice. He's just like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. There's no way that Boba's gonna forget that. I mean,
No.
even Din himself did the job for free because he appreciated what Boba did for him in getting Grogu back, right?
Yeah.
So
and that's why.
so there's definitely a loyalty forming between the two.
Yep.
And the
Right.
only thing I was waiting for in that whole fucking scene is just like the this is the way line. Din said it. I was waiting for Boba to just be like, just say it back. Like,
This is the way.
just say it back. Like, I'm sitting there like, say it back, say it back.
Or this is the way I know. Or something like that.
That would have been dope.
That would have been good, dude. That would have been even better, dude.
This is the way I know. Put it on a shirt.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, bro. But like, dude, I mean, that was my favorite scene in the whole fucking thing. And
But just that whole fight that they had. I mean,
And I think that kind of defined that exchange kind of defined the title, right, of the show. Like,
Yeah.
Brother
right.
honor.
No.
Like, dude, that's why everyone with all these memes popping up are all like Band of Brothers and everything.
Yep.
Fucking great goddamn show.
Mm-hmm.
very solid. So,
All right,
you got anything else?
fucking,
We can move past that
You
now.
sure? You sure, Chris?
yes, we're good now.
Okay.
All right.
Good. We're just bringing back in the Vespa gang. Perfect timing.
Badass.
Yeah, there you go. What a great segment.
So you got Freetown coming in, lighting it up. They pull up, and Mano and all them get behind there. And then you get the Vespa gang rolling in, and Chris gets what he wants, and they blast the front guy. He's gone.
There you go.
So they seem to have sped them up just a little. Like, I felt like they were moving at first, and then they cut to another scene, and it would seem like they were moving a little slow. But at first,
At least Fennec's speeder was nice and fast.
yeah, right.
That's what the Vespas should have been like.
Like,
Yeah.
Fennec took off.
Clan
Yeah.
of Misfits shirts in the works.
Yeah, Clan of Misfits.
Hell,
So, so you get them in, you lose one. Then you see Crescent come around the corner just throwing people, blast away.
Dragging him.
hell, dude.
I love his blaster. His blaster is badass. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
if anybody wants to 3D print that, I'm in on that
Yeah.
game. Like, so, yeah, let me know when you find that. but he's getting lit up. I mean, he's getting shot. He's getting shot in the knee and the leg. He's limping away like he's got a broken ankle. Boba runs out, tells him to cover him, grabs him, throws him behind, and says, "I owe you a nice long soak in the bacta tank." So they start lighting him up again, and they start falling back, and they think that they're winning. And they're all cheering, which the cheering was a little like kind of like soundtrack-ish, like it was like off of a sitcom or something.
Yeah, right.
But it is what it is. And then, of course, Mando scans and sees that it's not over with. Here comes what is the name of that thing from Terminator 2? That big machine with like the turrets underneath it or the missiles. That's what it reminded him of when it came around the
I think
corner.
they call them HK, right? Like hunter killers or something like that.
Something.
As soon as that showed up, like I was just screaming. I was just like, "What is this fucking RoboCop thing?"
Yeah, right.
Tank shit.
Yeah.
You know what would have been cooler if they had like those clone era walking.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It dashed the thing off a Doug Chang thing that was supposed to be an Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's
I forget what they're called.
what.
But they look similar. They had like 4 legs, right? Like a
Yeah, they got
little bit.
legs and like fucking all these guns and shit. You see the fucking ammo straps going around the back. Yeah, that was a Doug Chang thing from Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing that they were kind of like blades too, their legs, of how sharp they were. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
shield. I mean that's
Oh yeah, I do have that written down. Scorpio. They're not Scorpio. They're Scorpio back destroyers.
Scorpio back destroyers.
Yeah.
I was going to remind me the droid destroyers.
Yes.
Like I don't know why the RoboCop right like before Droidicas, but I just saw those guns like tank thing. I was just like, what the fuck is RoboCop doing here? And I was like, oh yeah, they are Droidicas. Like
Droidicas are my favorite of the droids. I mean, just the sound of their blasters and everything, and then their shields. I mean,
just the way they roll in.
Hell yeah.
There they go.
Yo, I used to have a fucking side story here, but I used to have a thing in my when all the fucking shit was coming out for episode 1. I had one of those I don't know if you guys ever seen it or had it, but it was like a
clock?
alarm thing. No, it wasn't an alarm clock, but it had a sensor on the front of it. You put it up, and if anyone came in your room, like it would just you could have it, and it was just like, and
shit,
like just making noises and everything. So yeah, it was kind of like an alarm clock, but like, dude, that thing was fucking badass. Anyone has that, let me know. I will fucking pay all the money for that.
I think I remember having one that was on a black stand, and I think it was like an alarm clock. I don't know, maybe it did that, but I
think it was more like a proximity sensor. Like if it's
like anyone moves, like
I remember that. Yeah, pop up. The cool toys of back in the day. I mean, you guys had Kenner and stuff growing up, but I mean, when I did mine, it was episode 1 stuff. I remember having the Darth Maul's droid he sends out, and it was on a stand, and you would get a Qui-Gon Jinn foam saber, and it would shoot foam discs at you, but it would track you around the room. That thing was the coolest thing in the world.
This thing was like my favorite toy of all life when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys
oh god, shit that opens up.
Dude, it opens up.
Damn. Look at that thing.
Yo, I got a shit ton of machines behind me, dude.
We're gonna have to get into toys here in a little bit, but we'll finish this. We'll finish this, and then we'll get into that.
We need a whole show dedicated.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe that's what we could do next week. Talk about toys.
Hell yeah.
A toy episode. So yeah, these things roll in, and Scorpio droids, and of course they have a shield. Why wouldn't they?
Of course. Yeah.
So they try everything. They're shooting at it, and then Boba shoots his rocket, his only rocket he's got, and shoots it at it. And you're like, okay. It makes it seem like, is it going to do something? But we all know it's not.
Right.
So they start charging back up, and they're coming at and Mando tries the saber.
The rocket on the shield, because like the first episode when they get ambushed, he uses his wrist rocket on the shield.
Yeah,
has the exact same result. So it's like, come on, man! Like this is even
you got to know.
Like it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, and that was another cool thing about the fight scene with Mando and them. They were shooting everything they had. I mean, the whistling birds, everything were like just they were letting everything out.
Yeah,
it's now or never, right? If you got it, use it.
That back-to-back fucking scene.
Yeah,
that made it for me. Like,
they had that one fell off the side of the building, and both him and the Mando were shooting.
They lit him up.
Yeah, well, yeah, just fucking
I was like,
blaster and shit, dude.
It was like target practice for him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would give Robert Rodriguez props for that, for like fucking going like overboard.
Right.
Yeah, overboard on that.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
yeah, he's good at that.
I did forget about them just keep lighting that guy up as he's falling, already dead.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, keep shooting him on the way down.
Yeah, they really didn't like him.
No.
So, they're trying anything. Mando tries the Darksaber. They're fighting it, and then he whips it out and hits it, and nothing happens. They start falling back, and then Boba says, "Protect the others. We need reinforcements." And he jets off. And, I mean, we kind of knew, it was going to happen at some point, but... Yeah, so...
All right, can we pause right here for a second?
Absolutely.
Talk about bullshit? I gotta pee.
Pee break. We need some music.
Yeah, right.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Oh, man.
So you got... I think, was it the scene when he was running away when Boba did the, like, almost the slide cancel with the jetpack when he, shot to the right? That was pretty badass to see.
That's like a Battlefront 2 move, right?
Yeah, that was very cool.
I love that. Like I said, to me, it was very Western, Wild West, gunslinger moment. That was, to me, that made the entire series for me. Just getting that scene of them just destroying them. And waves of them. They were just blasting them left and right, just the two of them. Even with the point when they're pinned down and they're just getting railed on, like that was great. And not to mention my little inner Star Wars Mando nerd. That was essentially confirmed. His armor is made of Beskar. Because that's the thing, and just like Din's was.
Yeah.
Getting nailed to the ground.
That was great.
But that's still, just getting hit that many times, obviously beats you down. I've never got shot with like a bulletproof vest or something, but you see when people do, they got a huge ass bruise on them. Right. So imagine that times 100.
Right. I did see someone post a theory about Beskar, which I actually loved. It's just obviously a fan theory about how it works, but there was a theory that Beskar has an electromagnetic type field that's inherent in it that attracts laser bolts. That's why you're not getting hit like in the gut and stuff like that. And when it hits it, it dissipates the energy, making it part of the Beskar. So it strengthens it every time it gets hit. And it just continues. I'll make that my own headcanon because I absolutely love it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, hell yeah. I like that. Because it always makes you wonder. It's like, okay, these guys are getting lit up. Why would they not get shot in the soft part?
Exactly.
Right.
On that scene in season 2 where Din's running down that hallway and he's just getting lit up like no other.
Yeah.
There's like no
He
chance
really got
to
lit
hit
up
at least a sliver of skin. So I love that thing.
Yeah, well, okay. I just got back. So you're talking about like a sheet of chainmail inside of the armor?
No, it's
one of the friend on in local groups. He was talking about how his theory was that Beskar had this electromagnetic type field that was built into Beskar as part of like the forging process that attracts blaster bolts. But every time a blaster bolt hits, it dissipates the energy and strengthens the Beskar like a hammer strike during the forging process.
Like Black Panther.
It's pounded in these areas. Like Din's armor is, a full chest plate essentially, but Bubba's, you just nick
gaps everywhere.
He's got, dude, get kidney shots, like liver shots.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
I
love
could
that
definitely see that though. That is a great theory. I've never heard that before, and that's.
Whenever I make a Mando fucking build, I'm gonna have a fucking chainmail intercoat.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Definitely.
Like Grogu.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing.
So.
So yeah, I have a lot to say about this scene. So thank you.
All right. So you got everybody trying to beat this thing. So you got Santi. He goes up and tries to use his knuckles and use his electricity from that. It seems like it kind of starts to work, and I think that the droid notices that, and that's why he kicks him, because he's like, "Oh shit, this guy's getting in here!" Like, and boots him across the way.
Using that Wookiee.
Yeah. So then you got I forget his name from the Vespa gang. He does his little 360 spin move and then shoots.
Oh, fuck it, no. Like,
that irritated the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So unnecessary.
I just fucking quit, dude.
He knew everybody was watching him. He needed to bust out some slick moves, man.
I don't care if Luke shows up. I don't care what the fuck happens. Like, what the fuck, Robert, dude? Like,
it was very unnecessary.
What the fuck?
What I would have loved to see
him up. You can still shoot with the other goddamn hand. Why are you spinning around like fucking goddamn fucking idiot?
I would have loved to see mid-spin, he just gets blasted.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, that would have been good.
180 and just gets blasted in the back.
He trips on it and just eats shit. You know? That's another thing. My little beef with it, like I said, I think the Vespa gang's awesome, but my little beef with them too is literally their little guns. I don't understand why these dudes that are like the teeniest fucking guns to fight, like not even built into like arm cannon or anything. Like it's just like, hey, here's this little like holdout pistol that we're just gonna give everyone, and that's it. Like.
So what was it from Men in Black? The little gun he uses.
Why don't fucking badass like plasma arm or something like that? Like what the fuck? Like this guy's got a fucking little nut. Like he like in the what is it? Episode 4, I think. What one I don't like. Like, he makes fucking arm like go thing, and it's just like a knife, and he just like stabs the fucking speeder. Like, and like that's what you got. You got a little knife, like your arm turns into a knife, and that's it.
That was the greatest speeder bike chase I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Yeah, way better than the one on Endor.
So you got the 360 spin move. Does nothing. You see Mando, he's running away still and blasting, and all of a sudden here comes Pelimoto again to save the day. She's in her little cart, shows up with the pit droids, and she's telling Mando, I got something for you, and he's like, this is not the time to do that. Like, you need to run away.
It's obvious to the fact that there's like massive death machines and a war.
Yeah.
Like, let's go to a war zone with
So
actually, I have a question for this. All right, so we saw it in a previous episode, but like the rickshaw thing that she's in and what that we also saw in episode 2. She would probably still be around in episode 2 because she seems to be an older lady. Does she own that rickshaw business?
Maybe not formally per the Republic. She didn't fill out her form, but
yeah. She's still waiting for the papers to come through.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh shit. So
she's a hustler, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So she's on the cart that you see in I forget which was it, episode 4, when the Vespa gang was running away or chasing Major Domo.
Yeah, it was episode 4.
So
No,
she tells him to get going, and he does his little burnout thing and takes off. So it flashes back, and it's Mando riding on there, and you got the pit droids hanging off the side of it. And she goes, "I have something to show you," and it's Grogu, of course, and he's like, "What?" Like, he's excited to see him, but he's like, "Oh shit! Like, we're in the middle of a war. This isn't a good idea." And Grogu jumps at him, and I mean, everybody shed a tear, you know.
Oh yeah, I
moment.
Yeah.
He says, "I missed you." He says, well, Grogu says, I mean, pretty much he missed him, and he misses him too. He's like, "We're kind of in a bind right now," and he kind of pulls down his shirt and sees that he's got the chainmail on.
That's when I teared up.
Yeah. So you see him in his little shirt. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get a little full armor suit for Grogu. That'd be pretty badass. There's nothing of that species with a Mando suit, so, or armor.
So here's a missed opportunity. They shouldn't have even shown him wearing the shirt and have him get shot at some point.
Ooh.
Right?
They didn't do that. Like, that's why
they should have. Yeah, that's a good
episode. It's just like, all right, he comes back. Like, I mean, like, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but the thing with the robot, but he just gets flown back. That's not even a spoiler. He fucking
everybody's getting flown around.
He doesn't get shot by any fucking laser.
Yeah, he should have at least gotten shot.
Especially at the next scene. I mean, it would have been perfect. So what is it, Scorpio droid? Is that what you said it was?
Scorpion
neck. Okay. When it shoots the cart and they all go flying, that would have been a perfect time for him to get hit by that or something.
Right.
So they go flying. And, of course, Mando goes after Grogu and dives for him. Doesn't give a shit about Pelimoto. She gets a tooth knocked out. You see her tooth go flying.
Yes.
So this builds even more. It builds even more character. But she did say when
Mando, I lost a tooth for you. You owe me. Like,
but before we get ahead of that, I missed a spot. He asked, "What is he doing here?" And she says, "The Force works in mysterious ways."
Yo, Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was an SNL character.
Mm-hmm.
She knows those guys. Like, that great fucking SNL thing. Like, I'll take that to the grave till I fucking meet John or Dave. If that fucking in there, that is a Blues Brothers thing. The Force works in mysterious ways. And I'm a fucking huge Blues Brothers fan.
We'll have to ask Fabro on that.
Yeah.
When you see him next.
Who came up with it first?
So, then you hear the Rancor in the background, and he's stomping through town like Godzilla. It shows his back kind of going through the buildings and stuff. It was just comical.
Yeah, that was a little much.
But then you see his big giant hands come over, and then that had to have been a puppet, right? Coming over the building. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't have done that if it was just CGI, but I feel like him coming up and over like that, it looked more of like a puppet rather than CGI.
I feel like we'll have to wait till next week because usually they do that.
The making.
Like
right?
the recap, yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like that's a puppet, but a lot of it was going to be CG.
Yeah,
because you can do a shit ton with the volume thing. Like,
but how fast that thing moved, I don't think
they'd
be able to do
it. Yeah, he was moving.
Yeah, no,
but definitely because it's from its neck down was pretty much behind the building, so I feel like it was just to show how big he was. But yeah, I definitely think that scene was definitely a puppet. Well, yeah. So I don't understand why Boba thought that it would be smart to bring the Rancor to the tallest building out there and then like look down over everybody, and then of course they're gonna start shooting at them. So then you're gonna have to come down from that.
Now you're getting too far ahead of yourself.
Okay.
Stop.
What you got?
Back.
Yeah, bring it back. And let's talk about why he jetted off. Like, okay, I'm backtracking a lot, but like when he jetted off, he's like reinforcements. Like, we need reinforcements. Yeah, I got it. Bro, Slave One.
Why take Slave One when you could take a Rancor?
Right. Yeah, man.
Because you can fucking just end the whole fucking thing with Slave One. You got torpedoes, you got fucking badass.
You're gonna just drop a seismic charge in the middle of the town?
He's gonna take everybody out.
Yeah, then he just leaves.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but like, no, dude, just like fly Slave One. Like some of the things that I've seen, like he can call Slave One on his fucking thing, and just have it fucking just start shooting fucking all those motherfuckers in the middle of the street. And we've seen in fucking episode 1 with the Naboo fighters on the thing, like, dude, like they take out those shields. Those are powerful fucking blasters, and fucking Boba Fett on Slave One has upgraded blasters. He can take the fuck. Those will break down them shields in 2 fucking seconds. Like,
he could have came in on Slave One and Machete could have rode in on.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. That's what should have happened. You had
Right.
Boba and
Right?
Slave One.
So, like,
You had Mando and the Starfighter, and then you have Danny Trejo rolling in on the Rancor.
Oh man, there you go.
Damn.
That's gold.
Wrote the better fucking ending for this shit.
Damn it. We're gonna start a GoFundMe, and we're gonna just start directing our own shit.
Exactly.
A Misfit Production.
Yeah, God. God. Like, I say, like, why not? Like, why is the shit? Like, dude, it's right fucking there. You got it. Just dial that shit in, take spikes, and just shoot some torpedoes, take down the shields, and fuck it. Dude, it's like video game logic.
Where are their controllers?
Maybe he didn't change the code. He had to change it to fire.
Yeah.
Fire, and it's still on Slave One.
Well, what it really was, about to refuel it last time he flew it. He didn't have time, so I mean,
yeah, it was.
So it's good to go, man.
It was still charging.
All right. So like, here's the other thing. So, yeah.
It's a hybrid Slave One.
It runs off good.
But yeah, he jets off. He's just like, but the time it takes him to get back, it's like he rides the Rancor back rather than flying a ship that fucking it could just get there in 2 seconds.
That Rancor must have been hauling ass.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty quick though, and the movements it had.
Yeah, it's quick.
Him jumping buildings like Hulk and shit, like
King Kong. No, there was the one scene where I was like, okay, I'm getting a lot of Hulk vibes from this, but we'll get to that too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that motherfucker could cover some distance, but dude, just come up with the fucking goddamn Slave One and just murk these motherfuckers like a badass. And just, I mean, that would be end of episode, but like...
What if he would have taken one of the Vespas to go get his Slave One? His jetpack broke, and he had to take that.
Take like 2 days, and like
No, a day and a half if Danny Trejo.
Season 2 of fucking Book of Boba Fett. The Vespa guy shows up. Everyone's dead. Danny Trejo's there with the Rancor, and Vespa guy shows up, and he's like, why are you here? And it's like, Vespa guy's like, yo, we need help in town. Like,
Rick
Is
is
Filoni
Rick is
on?
gonna have so many shirts made for this episode.
Right.
Oh man,
He's-
you're
he
gonna have
keeps
to open
plugging
up
them in.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to this shit.
So after all that, we get the
Chris-
Rancor. He jumps down and just starts beating the shit out of this droid. I'm just gonna call it a droid, this Scorpio, whatever.
Yeah.
Starts beating the shit out of it and pushing it down, and like you can kind of see that he's like messing with the shield, because then the droid starts focusing all of its energy on the front portion of where he's getting his ass kicked from. And then it flashes to Mando, sees that opportunity. So then he tells Grogu to stay there and runs out with the Darksaber and starts to get his way in. And he finally gets inside of it because the shield's weak on the backside.
They weaken.
Yep. So he gets in there and uses the Darksaber and sticks it in the head, and it's done. So then you got the second one still running around. And then that's right. After he did that,
man.
he grabs it, and Boba says, "Do it," and he rips it in half. That was pretty badass to see.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So it goes back to the Vespa gang and Freetown people, and they're all hunkered down and shooting at the pikes and such. And this is the Hulk moment that I got. Is when he comes busting through the wall and he's kind of like staggering out there, and then looks over, and then he like punches that other droid into the wall and kind of does his like Hulk growl almost.
Yeah.
And I definitely got a Hulk vibe from that. But yeah, then of course the droid comes back out and starts pretty much lighting up the Rancor and sticking them with its legs that are pretty much knives. He starts.
Yeah, I thought the Rancor was gonna buy it.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Dude. Dude, he got shot like hell of times, man.
Yeah, they were lighting him up, and then especially when he was slashing him and stuff, I was like, "Shit, is he actually gonna die here?"
Right.
Yeah.
That was gonna be done.
Yeah. So then the Rancor rips off its arm and then starts throwing the droid everywhere and defeats it. I mean, beats the shit out of it. So all the pikes start retreating. And this is the best part of the whole thing. We're getting there anyways. So you get Pele and the Major Domo. She looks over and sees that he's hiding in the corner, of course, being his little bitch self. And she points the blasters at him, and he says, "I'm not a threat." And she says, "Nice head tails. Get behind me, pretty face. Pele's got you covered."
That was great.
Oh, shit.
I still want them to become a couple. I mean, he's a step up from a Jawa, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Skills included.
He's gonna be her bitch, dude. That's what's gonna fucking happen.
So it goes back to the Rancor whooping ass on some pikes. It even grabs one and lifts it up for Boba to shoot, and then throws it behind him. And then he grabs one, of course, and eats it. I
was glad he had at least ate.
Yeah, he had to eat one at least.
Yeah,
right.
I was waiting for that. Why hasn't he eaten anything yet?
Yeah. So he eats the one.
He fit in a snack. That was good.
And then it cuts over, and here comes Cad Bane walking out. The Rancor comes up, and he uses his flamethrower and scares the shit out of the Rancor. Flips Fett off, and then comes back at him, and he does it again, and he takes off. And the exit of the Rancor was kind of like Black Chrysanthemum when he was like running away. I was kind of like, that's a little weak. Like he's just kind of crawling away, like. I don't know.
And that's what I was thinking. I was just like, dude, you got all this fucking crazy ass shit going on. Fucking Boba's riding the fucking Rancor. He's going around town fucking just marking shit like fucking crazy. It's fucking awesome. Like, he's running into buildings, all this shit, and then all of a sudden you fucking throw some fire in his face and
turned into a scared puppy.
And you get a puppy, and that's when fucking Boba gets thrown. Mm-hmm. With all you've been through on the back of that fucking thing, you get thrown from fucking
He's jumping from building to building and stuff, and he just flails once, and he's like, oh shit, I lost my balance.
Yeah. What the fuck happened there? And that's my question. I didn't do the research. I kind of slacked on that, but I was trying to see rank wars like just don't like fire that, like they'll make them go crazy. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like,
I think they just need to get them off the Rancor to have their showdown.
Fire bad.
Yeah.
Fire bad.
It's such a fucking pussy ass fucking way to go about it.
And then he just like crawls away, and I'm like, whatever. But it is what it is.
Okay, whatever. Like, let me just like reach my arm, like long ass fucking arm out and just eat you right now. Like, fuck this fire. Like,
right.
Just fuck the fire. Like, I'll eat fire. It's cooked now.
So then we get Cad Bane and Fett. They're having their standoff. Boba says, clear out. And Cad says, I have known you a long time, Boba. One thing I can't figure out is what's your angle. And Boba says, this is my city. These are my people, and I will not abandon them. Then Cad says, just like the Tuscans, just stirring that pot. I like Cad Bane. He's a pot stirrer. So then Boba says, don't toy with me. I'm not a little boy anymore. And you're an old man. And Cad says, but I'm still faster than you.
But I did like when he
says that I wasn't a little
really,
boy.
I'm not a little boy. That really
a lot of people don't know what that means, but people that watch previous that know. Yep.
Watch the Clone Wars, motherfuckers.
Yep, exactly. You know, back history.
Now that belongs on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Watch Clone Wars, motherfuckers.
Yeah, literally.
Put it on a shirt.
All right, where's fucking dude at? Like fucking.
Filoni would probably buy one.
Yep.
I will buy that in a second.
So yeah, he says, I'm still faster than you, and Boba says that may be true, but I have armor. And Cad says, let's find out. And I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
So you get the standoff, and they shoot, and of course Cad, being Cad, just knocks him down. And he comes over to him and he goes, now's the time that you jet off to your bacta tank. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he was good with
shit
that
talking.
right?
Shit talking. And then Boba says, "This is my city," and then tries to throw his flamethrower at him, and Cad shoots him again. And Cad says, "You gave it a shot. You tried to go straight, but you have your father's blood in you." And says, "This is the first time I beat you out of a job. Shame, isn't it?" And then rips his helmet off. And says, "Consider this my final warning." And he's like aiming the blaster at his head. And then then he says anything else is weakness.
Up until that point, it was like Cad was actually playing with him.
Yeah,
it's like he didn't want to.
He didn't want to. He wasn't going to kill him. He was just, he was going to leave him. Yeah, I think they just had too much history that he was just like, whatever.
Never see that.
What was it?
I just said we never see that.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Unless you like, if you wanna look up some shit, there's like a YouTube's that got why he got his dent in the helmet and all the fucking the
That was at Celebration 17, right?
Watch fucking Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Celebration 2017. They showed that clip, that unedited clip.
That was fucking badass,
Yeah.
dude.
And
I
it's
think
a
that
young
was
Boba too, which was
We
cool.
probably ran into each other fucking there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after he kind of almost like goes into like a meditative state, and like then all of a sudden you just see him come out with the gaffy stick and knocks him down, and Cad says, "I knew you were a killer." And man, he's it. He is. Or no, he tried to throw his flamethrower at him, and then that's when Boba just stuck him right in the chest. I was like, "Oh shit!"
And stop right there.
Yeah.
What was that spark that came out of his backpack when he ripped the fucking thing? Did you guys notice that?
No.
There's a spark that comes out of his fucking jetpack. Because I didn't notice the fucking gaffy stick until fucking pretty much this scene.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him have it like on the fucking rank wire really. But he's on the ground and he just does that like leg kick thing and fucking just grabs that shit. There's a spark. Run that back. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm looking at it right now.
Run the tape.
So it's when he took it off?
Yeah, when he took it off and did that leg swipe thing.
The spark looks like he shot him. He shot him in the chest.
No. When he takes the gaffy stick off.
Yeah, like off his back to go swing it.
Oh, that's the spark?
Yeah, you can see the spark. Cad shot him in the chest when he was going to.
Okay, so he got one last shot off.
Yeah, he got one last shot off in his chest. But it didn't leave a dent or anything. It just...
Like I said, that's why everyone was saying that Bubba's armor was Durasteel. I'm still banking on that thing being Beskar. Just beat to hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, apparently it is Beskar because, dude, how old as I am, I'm 32. For 32 fucking years, or whenever the fuck I picked up Star Wars, I thought it was Durasteel.
Yeah.
But
in Legends, there was no Beskar, right? We didn't get the term Beskar until The Mandalorian came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Beskar was around with Karen Travis's era of Republic Commandos, but they always had Bubba labeled as having Durasteel or Duraplast and a couple other types of armor that he actually had several pieces of armor, several sets of armor he would keep. And it was always Durasteel up until now, which is the first time we're really starting to get a clue that it actually was Beskar.
So we did have Beskar prior to The Mandalorian?
Yeah, we did. It was Karen Travis is the one. She wrote the Republic Commando books, and she kind of built the Mandalorian culture and history up from there. I know she goes into depth about Beskar and the difference between the Republic armor and everything, but I don't know if Jango Fett during the Clone Wars, if they ever mentioned that Jango Fett's armor was Beskar. But I know that when the Republic Commando stuff came out around Episode 3, they did about it being there being Beskar. Usually hush type stuff.
Right. All right, that's good.
Yeah,
good info there.
So I was happy with how. I mean, it sucks that Cad didn't spend or wasn't that much in live action. But I mean, if you go back through Clone Wars and all that and Rebels, you can watch it through there. But
I think it was a good way to end his story.
Boba kind of getting his.
It was kind of a flop on that. Go ahead, Golden.
Well, for starters, I thought it was poetic that that Boba used the gaffy stick to best him.
Yeah,
because all of the jabs about about his time with the Tuskens and how they got murdered and all of that, and it kind of showed the evolution of Boba's character as well, where prior to meeting the Tuskens, he was a gunslinger as well, right? And he was known for being pretty ruthless. But the time with the Tuskens actually changed him, and that at the end, that training that he had with the Tuskens is what saved him, right? So, and that is something that Cad Bane did not expect. He knew Boba Fett as a young boy coming up, right? And how ruthless he was, but he didn't know about the training that he had with Tuskens. So that came out of left field. So that was kind of poetic. That was the way that Boba was able to defeat him. And then secondly, with Cad Bane himself, I mean, his species just really shouldn't even last that long, right? So I think he's like 74.
Yeah,
and they're supposed to like
Cat is
only
70. Duros
Right.
don't last that year like that.
Right. So the fact that we got to see him one last time, and you know, he went out in a blaze of glory, which you expect no less from Cad Bane, you know.
That's a Western story, like, and that's what we got from the show.
Yeah.
Granted, I wish it would be longer. I wish I got more Cad Bane. It sucks like we didn't get more Cad Bane, but we might get more Cad Bane.
Well, that's the theory, right? Because some people are saying that
Boop, boop.
that chest light was going off. Maybe that's a beacon. What's his droid's name again? I forget.
I don't know what his droid's name is, but it's made by like Seth Green. He voices it. I would love to see that live action. Just Seth Green fucking doing some comedy shit.
Nobody's ever really gone in Star Wars either. I mean, everybody can survive through anything. I mean, as we've seen. I wouldn't mind seeing him live again.
Longer. No, don't make that shirt, please. Do not make that shirt.
Which one?
Chris makes it longer.
Chris wishes it was longer.
Man,
that can go so long.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Without the Star Wars context, man, that shirt would be really bad.
Yeah, we'll be going all night. We'll be up here until like 6 in the fucking morning talking about it.
So, back to the episode. We got the Rancor.
What?
Rancor.
Rancor?
Destroying the city.
No, it's Rancor.
Rancor. Ah, okay. It's French.
Yeah. He's more cultured now.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Rancor is destroying the city, and they're lighting them up for whatever reason. I don't know who thinks that's a good idea. Like, let's try to piss them off a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, my little piece.
There's like, there's this thing that fucking Boba was just on. The guy that's trying to fucking save your fucking goddamn city. Like,
And then you're just gonna start lighting it up.
this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We
So
get the best song moment of life.
So then Mando comes out and he's like, "Stop doing that! You're scaring them." And then he kind of goes, "I'll wrangle it," and then he shoots up there. I'm like, "Oh shit! Don't do this."
I was so hoping that he would wrangle it, and like it would just like mate with him as well.
Mate
Mate with
mate.
him.
Yeah.
Well,
Put that on the shirt.
Put that on the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris wishes he was longer and mated with him.
longer, more intense.
So yeah, it would bond with him.
Here's your fucking shirt. Longer and more intense.
There you go. So,
But I'm glad that Din could not ride.
yeah, it would take away from even more of Boba's glory. Like, you throw him on.
And the bond, right?
Yeah.
Right? Machete said that he's going to only bond with one person.
Oh, Bausch
Can't
Dave's
go
late.
against Machete.
We were just ending, Bausch. You missed it.
Wow. All right, let's start over.
Yep, we'll start over from the beginning. But yeah, so I was happy that he didn't come in and steal his glory of like, okay, I can control your beast type deal.
Right.
But yeah, he gets thrown off, and then he he gets jumped on, and he tries to take his head off, and of course the Beskar saves him. Um,
Does anyone have any problem with the Ting?
with the what?
With the Ting when he goes to
Oh, when
eat him.
it just sounded kind of like a generic like sound.
I mean, it was cartoony for me, but it worked in the Star Wars universe for me.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like a head swing, I'm not bringing other fucking franchises into this, but there was a part in fucking Hawkeye where like you got it like a quick head turn. It was like that swoop, like that stupid swoop thing that you hear in cartoons all the time. But like, it was just like when he just bit down on the helmet, it was just like ting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be the sound that would happen. And the other problem I have with that is he didn't put him fully into his mouth like
just the tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Put it on a shirt.
Put that on a shirt. Man, this show.
Just the tip. Rancor probably.
Oh, Lordy.
Jeez, we're going to have a whole shirt up going on here. So, yeah, it was nice to see that Boba didn't get that taken away from him. But yeah, so obviously Grogu is with the Major Domo and what's her name? Moto, and the Rancor jumps down and growls in their face, and this is the part that I love, is when they screamed, and then Major Domo screamed with his high-pitched scream. I died.
Wait, we didn't even mention the King Kong moment.
Oh, yeah, he climbs up the building and just starts ripping it. I'm like, what is this?
Rewind. Let's go back to fucking Pelimoto and the fucking goddamn Twi'lek thing, because this is what I wanted to talk about earlier.
Hold on, we're going to see what he says. What do you got?
It's going to show up later, and we're going to be stuck with these fucking characters, and I'm going to bitch about it all the fucking time.
I hope they stay together.
Yeah. But I could definitely see him being the new Bib Fortuna for Boba.
Fucking Twi'lek, fucking annoying lady kids, and fucking just no. Please don't do this. Do not keep. Don't like her.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see the King Kong moment, and
that was badass.
Yeah, it was a little, but I was like, as soon as I saw him start to crawl, I'm like, he's gonna go all the way to the top of that and do some kind of King Kong growl thing or whatever. And sure enough, there he goes. But yeah, then he jumps down and growls in their face. They scream. And then, of course, Grogu's gone, and here he comes, and there he is. He's out there.
Got OnlyFans.
Probably from all your comments that you've had. Wish it was longer.
I can't.
Tip.
Yeah.
How do you scroll through comments?
Bouch Babe's got you for an OnlyFans. She can help you out.
Oh, all right. Neat. All right. Yeah, can we do that kaiju fight that I was talking about last week? That'd be neat. Oh,
on OnlyFans? Or what are you talking about?
I would subscribe.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
so
I told you this is gonna go off the rails.
Yeah.
So you got Grogu goes out there and he calms down the Rancor, then has his little moment touching its nose and all that, and crawls next to him and then passes out. Of course, typical Grogu.
Yeah, he goes to sleep with the thing.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Yeah.
He puts it the fuck to sleep, like all Anakin style, that was a fucking cool ass thing, like from like what you call it, fucking Attack of the Clones, where like, he tames the animal and then up on top of it and fucking then he just starts fucking shit up, like that's bad.
Right. Instead, Grogu takes a nap.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That was a great moment.
Day for Grogu. It was a busy day. I mean,
Yeah, he had a lot. Oh, look who we got in here. We got Ray Kennex, Gentleman of the
Hey!
Force. So yeah. So the scene ends there. It opens up to the Pikes. We got the Pike box again. All the families are there, all the leaders, and they are not happy with what happened because Pikes are talking about just getting up and leaving.
right.
Yeah.
And
we didn't talk about the ball.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
The ball before fucking
Yeah, he gave it to him to hold while he took off after the Rancor.
Like, take this.
Yeah.
Keep it there. Like.
Oh, and then also when he pulled the part out of the droid as well.
I was bring that up. It was just like some random ass shit, and
I thought it was gonna be a ball of some sort, like a joint that resembled a ball, but yeah, it's all right.
That's gonna be a thing with Pelimoto. She's gonna keep that part, and that's gonna be a fucking thing in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that ball.
Yeah, the ball made a return.
Yeah.
And you'd also see that again later on too. So,
balls for days. Make that a T-shirt.
Balls for days.
Ray, Chris cusses a lot. Please don't leave early.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like a warning before we start every week.
Yeah. Parental advisory.
Yeah, parental advisory. So yeah, you get the families, they aren't happy, they're arguing. The Pikes are like, hey, we're just gonna leave, and they're like, no, this isn't the deal. And they're like, well, they said this was gonna be like a welcoming city, and obviously it didn't. They got backfired. So then you hear the guards get shot, and you're like, oh shit, okay, it's about to go down. And then they start picking off the bosses, and I was like, okay, where are they shooting from?
And to bring it way the fuck around on this chat and in this episode. Oh, there's Fennec.
Explains her absence, right?
Fucking 20 minutes of the show. I know she's like dude on the speeder, but like she ain't doing shit. Like, I
mean, she took all the Aqualish.
Yeah, no, she did enough.
She can't.
Save the mods, man. The mods live to ride another day.
Yeah.
Let's not let that happen.
With their cricket guns, their cricket blasters.
Well, noisy cricket.
The noisy cricket. That's it.
Yeah.
Cricket. Yeah.
So then it kind of got dark when she was picking off. Well, we didn't know who it was when the person was picking them off. I mean, she straight up chokes out the governor. She hung him. I was like, damn. All right.
Yeah.
And then she pops in there and stabs the Pike leader. Yeah, so they're all gone. They're dead. So it kind of just like left it to where it's open.
But it made sense. I had forgotten that at that point that she had left to Mos Eisley to do that. You know, there was so much going on. It's like I didn't even think about her.
Oh yeah, Bausch. We touched on the 360 spin move. We're really hoping that there was gonna be like a 180 pop in the back.
We should make that like a TikTok trend, right? Everybody has to
do the 360.
God, you even run fucking wars with that shit.
That's not a bad. We should, yeah, I like that. We'll start it with the Misfits, and we'll do we have to wear our helmets when we do it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, because we love a challenge.
Yeah.
Do not rub me. Oh God, you rub me in this shit.
Do it.
There you go.
Do it.
So, after Everybody
Fuck off.
gets killed. It goes back to the town, and everybody's kind of going back to normal, and everybody's out there saluting Boba, and he's like, "Why does it got to be my right arm?" Like, because it's obviously hurt. And she says, "A nice soak in the back to tank will take care of that." And he goes, "It's being used." And you're like, "Oh, okay. What do you got going on there?" And then after they're going through, and he's bowing, he's like, "Why are they bowing?" And it's better than being shot at. So then they get up, and the whole gang's at the end of the town waiting for them. And for some reason, they got a fruit, and they're bouncing. They throw it to Santi, and this Vespa gang's like, "Oh, well, he gets one," and then it just hands off. And I'm like, that was kind of corny, but whatever. But yeah, then it goes to Grogu, and or no, I'm sorry. So it starts showing like ships and stuff coming back and unloading people like they're going back to normal life. The Varmic in the slave Leia outfit survived. I saw her or she or it or whatever it is walk off the ship. So I'm like, okay, that survived. Yeah, so the Varmic in the slave Leia outfit is still alive.
I still don't have confirmation that Max Rebo survived, though.
Yeah, Max Rebo. Didn't see him.
I need to know he's okay.
Yeah.
That's the entire question about this entire fucking series. Did Max Rebo survive?
Yes. Put that on the t-shirt.
Or yeah, like a missing. That's what you should do, is like a missing like milk.
On a milk carton.
Milk carton. Have you seen?
On a blue.
Have you seen Max Rebo?
There's a t-shirt there.
I like that. Rick, put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Max Rebo. If any t-shirt comes out of this shit, that's it.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
So yeah, then we cut out to the scene of Mando and Grogu. He's in the ship.
Thing, like, roll back real quick.
Roll back.
Stupid fucking corny thing. Like, why does the Wookiee get a fucking melon?
He had a hard day, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a nod to the thing, but like, dude, that is the like, corniest fucking plug you could do.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that we missed when Boba and Fennec were having their conversation and strolling through the town, and she says that he should take a back to bath, and he says it's being used, his tank, and then I thought it was Chrysanthemum because he had told Chrysanthemum that you know, I owe you a nice long back to back. But then when we see him in the street, it's like, oh shit, that was a little odd, right? So,
he's fine.
So yeah, then
just setting up for when we get there.
Yeah. So then you get the scene where Mando and Grogu are on the ship, and he's got the little ball, and he's in his little dome, which we all guessed that's what that dome was gonna be for. And he's just sitting there tapping the glass, being an annoying kid while you're cruising, and he says no, and then he taps again, no, tap, no, and then he goes, all right, after the third long, like, hard tap. And he goes, one more time, and the kid just wants to go fast. And
fast!
Yeah, just want to go fast.
But what was so nice about that scene, it's like they had never parted, you know. They're back to their, you know, their old relationship, you know. That's it. It's on to the next adventure, and Mando season 3, right? So, which I think is great. It's like we got that out of the way.
Yep.
You know, and we could just go right into season 3 knowing that they're back together and Mando's on a new quest. He's got his little buddy with him, and let's get it going.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So then it cuts to the credits, and you're going through all the concept art and all that, and it goes to the scene of the back to tank, and you see the mod parlor guy in there.
Who's in the back to tank? Before anyone fucking says anything, let me see what the comments say. I mean, we already know.
We're gonna freeze frame.
Freeze frame. Yeah.
Freeze frame. If anybody gets it right, Chris is gonna give you his best scar that he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's gonna give
gosh,
you the
babe.
tip.
I think you owe her 2 now because I
Right.
think you promised
Yeah,
her the one the
man.
first time.
She's gonna be rich by the
Yep.
time she's done.
So yeah, we got Cobb Vanth in the tank, and you got the mod parlor guy. He's gonna fix him up.
Right.
So we're gonna see some.
Great. He's gonna hook him up, get him a Vespa. Oh
Yeah,
man,
hell
this is gonna
yeah.
be great.
Yeah, dude. What do you guys think is that he hooked up?
Cad Bane's in the back to tank.
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah, I saw like when I saw Cad Bane in the back of the tank, I'm just like, why? Like, what the
He's trying to change him, turn him to the
Yeah.
light side.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna get more Cobb Vanth, and he's gonna be upgraded. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm glad. I mean, we knew that he wasn't dead. He got shot in the shoulder. So
Timothy Oliphant is a fucking beautiful actor. Fucking Justified. Go watch that show if you haven't watched it.
Yeah, he's great.
yeah,
I actually saw something today, which was a nice touch, and I hadn't noticed it before. When he had Boba's armor, the way he puts on the helmet is the same way he puts on the cowboy hat.
like
He palms it, just throws it
yeah,
on.
classic cowboy.
That was cool.
That's the way I do my shit. Like, I thought that's the way you do your shit.
Grew up watching it on cowboy shows.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So yeah, I mean, it left open a lot to what we can.
Right.
Where do we go from here? I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's still hope. I mean, the Pikes, the Pikes are done on Tatooine, at least on Tatooine. But we know that that they still have an affiliation with Crimson Dawn, so that can open up.
I still think we're going to see them eventually.
Yeah, that can open up a greater conflict in season 2, if there is a season 2.
See, I knew she was a fan of the Scooter Gang. I knew it. She's put it on a front.
Oh,
yeah.
She wants more of the mods.
Who doesn't like the Scooter Gang? Come on, they have great, cool, shiny Vespas.
Hell yeah.
Boosh, I will see you at Celebration, and we are fighting. Yeah, like nope.
I'm trying to think if I missed any Easter eggs or anything that were in this one.
I didn't really see anything. There's too much shit going on. Like I heard like 5 times. Like, but I really didn't see anything.
Oh, and when the Rancor has the speeder and he chucks it at him as they're standing against the wall, that was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much.
Yeah, this one was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Get a medal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I think we'll see more of Cobb Vanth in the future.
Definitely.
Because Fennec made that little comment when they were walking through the town about how, I don't know if I'm cut out for this or job for us type. And so I see if
yeah, fuck you.
I'll be interested to see if they give the throne to
Yo, I live in Philly. I can make that happen in 2 seconds.
So you want to see Cobb Vanth? What were you saying, Mike?
Yeah, I was saying. I just think I feel like they were kind of setting up for Bubba to go out with the Mando onto some whatever and have Cobb take Cobb. He wasn't interested in being anything other than taking care of his people, getting rid of Spice. I mean, I feel like he was much more setting up for being a legitimate mayor or sheriff or whatever, versus Bubba was a crime boss. And again, we've established they've eliminated the crime, literally the crime family. There's nothing there now.
I agree with because where they left us on that, like with that line that like we're not built for them. They're gonna go off. He's gonna leave it to Cobb Vanth and the fucking dickhead fucking Vespa guys, and like he's just gonna dick off and I don't know, maybe take over some other territories.
Right. Well, and I also think that we saw with Cad's battle with Bubba, we also saw him like find himself, kind of. I mean, he's been trying. He was Boba Fett, you know, coming out of the Sarlacc, and he was with the Tuskens. Then his family got killed, and then he was trying to be, you know, Daimyo Boba Fett, and clearly he struggled with that. Now, during that battle, I think it clicked with who he is, and I don't know if he's going to continue to be that crime boss. I think he's helped set that family unity for Tatooine, because now you've got the Vespa Kings, you know, you got Stanton there, you got, I mean, everyone that's in that area, and they could easily, the people of Freetown, I mean, they could easily, you know, bring these towns together and create a free Tatooine type of deal, while Bubba can go off and do his own thing. You know, I don't see the need for him to be daimyo or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be daimyo. He doesn't want to be daimyo. Like,
I think he initially didn't, but
No,
to Mike's point,
Right, that was his whole thing, was to find a tribe for himself, to find a tribe.
Yeah, and now he has
a tribe thing and in. I mean, at this point, I mean, they were gunning it to the death. I mean, I feel like that's exactly that. I don't know. I mean, we're hitting up, you know, Pedro Pascal and Tamora Morrison, some major heavy hitters. Ming-Na Wen, I mean, those are some major actresses that, you know, you put them all into one show. That's one big-ass budget. I don't know how likely that is. Maybe for an episode, but a continuous show with those heavy hitters, that's pushing.
Yeah, I think you hit it.
That's a lot.
I completely agree with you. I think it makes perfect sense for Boba to kind of move on. He's evolved, and yeah, you're right. Cobb seems like the likely candidate to kind of keep the peace. That was his role from the beginning.
Get him some
and
armor.
Now with his shiny new Vespa, he'll be able to do it.
Patrolling the streets.
There you go, right? Like Chip.
All right, so going to afterthoughts here.
I thought that's what that was.
I don't know. I keep talking, dude. Like, I will talk all night. Fuck.
Chris,
what I really wanted, like, afterthoughts. What's up?
I said you hit that sublight button in the Naboo Starfire. You're just out there getting it right now.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a button?
There's a button.
In this Starfighter.
Starfighter button?
The sublight button on the Starfighter.
He's there. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
What do you got, Chris?
Well, let me try while I roll a cigarette. Yeah, no, what, like, I totally thought this thing, it works as a fucking Western, and in that terms, I would say it's just like, give me a 2-hour fucking thing. Oh my god. Yeah, give me a 2-hour fucking movie that, like, I'm just gonna fucking sit there and watch, like the spaghetti westerns and shit.
Yeah.
Like fucking you could totally wrap this story up in about like 2.5 hours. And the other thing is, what the fuck? Like Disney is just like, I didn't need this, and maybe as an opposing side thing. Don't give this to me and fucking I gotta wait week to week, because then people are gonna get pissed off at shit, and that's exactly what the fuck happened. Like,
so you want more movies?
No, for long.
It just went on from TV shows to you want a 2-hour movie, and then you don't want movies now. That quick, just fuck it. We're done.
Nah.
He's entitled to change his mind.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, fucking
2 hours TV show.
Coherent with your shit, like. either give us a movie. I would have loved this as a Boba Fett movie.
We
Like
don't
I'm
want
saying,
movies.
fucking give us fucking like 2.5 hours or 2 hours or whatever the fuck you want. As this,
a TV show, a 2.5 hour TV show.
Yeah.
yeah, as this, and drop it at once. I
Okay.
don't want to wait week to week to figure out what the fuck is going on, because that's what I see where all the fucking hatred.
I think if I'm gonna back you up, Chris. I think if they use the same strategy like Netflix and just release the whole series in one shot, and you can binge it, because it's that time between episodes where we get to kind of
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
God.
where we get, we get to kind of dissect these episodes, and that's, I think, where the issues come.
Could you imagine though if we had 2-hour movies or shows that we had to break down? I mean, we have a 45-minute to an hour show, and it takes us 2 hours to break it down.
Yeah.
We had a 2-hour
No, but
show.
once you edit out all the fucks, it's only like a half-hour show. and all the sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
Sorry, George Lucas, I love you, but look what you did.
So we got Kenobi coming up next. And then
you think we're getting cash in first? I have a feeling we're getting cash
first.
Yo, where the fuck is Cassian?
Yeah.
That's the big fucking question. Like,
because they were done with production with that a while ago. I feel like
that is done.
And it's a long time till May.
Yeah.
Do you think they would dump two though, like right in the same month? I don't think they would.
They have been saying that everything is going to overlap and whatnot. So I think we're going to have
maybe next month, March.
March is perfect. By the time it finishes its run, we go right into Kenobi.
Yeah.
Which one are we talking about?
Cassian. If Cassian comes out in Cassian or Cassian? How do we pronounce
Cassian?
Cassian
Andor.
Cassian Andor. Yeah, watch them shadow drop that like they've done before. Like,
I'd take it. Because now we have, as far as right now, we'd have from now until May, unless they put it in between. So, I mean.
Yeah, we got 105 days.
Oh, that many? Shit.
Right. Oh, God. I can't do Star Wars for fucking.
I can't survive that long.
But there's how many shows are coming out this year? You got
Cassian.
You got
Kenobi.
And
Acolyte at some point.
Right?
What?
Acolyte at some point. You got
Acolyte is way the fuck off.
I don't think we're getting that this year for some reason.
Got Cassian Andor, and like the questionable one is the Bad Batch season 2.
That already has a release date though, doesn't it?
No, not like no.
It did.
I thought they did.
No.
Let's go to Google.
Exact date. I think they.
Yeah, Google it. I know we got a December thing.
No, you're right. Yeah.
There's no release date window. Being that spring 2022 official runs from March 20th to June. They're saying like between March and June.
Yeah, dude,
but yeah, I guess no official date yet.
Yeah.
There ain't shit. And March and June is usually when Celebration happens. So if they're gonna drop that next year, we should all be at Celebration and be there.
Next year, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't make it this year, but planning for next year as long as it's not overseas. I mean, even then, I mean that'd be still great, but we got MegaCon that same month.
Yeah, I know. So what do you guys think? The over/under with the Kenobi drop that it's actually going to happen. Are we going to all watch it at home, or is this going to be a big thing if Celebration happens? Do you think
Like,
it's going to?
I don't think they're going to delay the release for Celebration.
No.
No.
I think, I mean, again, it's still such a weird time to release it, but I mean,
Right.
it makes sense for the movies and stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like they're just not gonna. I mean, people are gonna watch it from their phones and stuff. Like I was watching the episode when I was at Disney in the hotel. So I mean, people will watch it when it drops, but it's just like,
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had a screen playing it there, right? So
yeah, you never know, a watch party type deal.
They're gonna show us a whole fucking like if it's like, okay, so it's dropping on the 25th. It starts on the 27th. They're gonna show us part 2,
Mm-hmm.
like if for the Celebration people. So that's what we might get if it happens. I don't know. But I don't know. Nothing's making sense to me anymore with Star Wars.
Well, I mean, for the next couple, well, however long, 100 and how many ever days, we don't have a show to talk about, so we're going to be bringing up different things. Like next week, I think we're going to make our topic about like Star Wars memorabilia, toys type deal,
yeah.
collectibles and such. So we'll have that. And then, I mean, we'll just have other topics throughout the break. And I mean, there's tons and tons of Star Wars we can talk about, books, comics, whatever.
Star Wars fanatic, I will be there if it happens.
Yeah, it's still kind of up in the air, isn't it? If it's actually going to happen.
Just
Right,
weird.
there's no confirmation, right?
There's nothing. What that's what makes me fucking feel that way. Like the 25th, it starts on the 27th.
Yeah. We could talk about how much we're going to talk about everything. Yeah, we're going to do another Ewok hunt. I don't know if anybody has PC or anything, but we'll do an Xbox one and a PC one.
Boosh wants to talk helmets.
Yeah, she wants to talk helmets. I'm down to talk helmets. Sure.
Helmet, yeah.
I've
got a couple. I got a couple to talk about.
So, well, guys, you got anything else? I think we this is our longest episode yet again. I think we're just gonna keep crushing records every week. We're sitting at a 2.5 hours almost. So
yeah.
Chris, that's like your movie, the movie you want.
Yeah, right. This is the movie that Chris wanted.
So
let's make the movie.
You got your wish.
Yep. You guys got anything else? Parting words or anything you want to throw out there?
Look up Vacation Trooper at Vacation Trooper. I think he's pretty much the same thing on fucking all shit. At the gold.
Look up fucking Vacation Trooper.
Fucking Vacation Trooper. It's on there. Anywhere you look, fucking Vacation Trooper.
I don't know. Fucking dude's gonna make all fucking. All
you got
day.
fucking Golden Trooper up there. He can
fucking Golden Trooper.
Yeah, like, dude, they're just like, I don't know. Buy T-shirts.
Fucking Mando who reads. He's not in here. He got booted, unfortunately.
Man,
but
yeah, booted.
Don't forget to follow him as well. But yeah, you got Dark Star and you got the Golden Trooper. You got Mando who reads and myself, Vacation Trooper, every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. We're talking anything Star Wars. Book of Boba Fett's over, unfortunately, but we got plenty of other stuff to talk about. Yeah, tune in next week and we'll have a fun new topic. I think it's going to be toys and collectibles and maybe helmets. So tune in next week with us, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See ya.
Rock,